So today's task at hand is to take that engine and carburetor and CDI and sprockets and cush drive and exhaust and petrol tank and chain and convert this bike to being petrol driven. Let's see how that goes. Okay, first step is to take the back wheel off, just giving it a clean. And then I'm going to fit this kind of rubber drive mechanism here to both sides of the wheel. Tighten it on using these brackets. And mount the sprocket. Next thing we should see is the wheel with the sprocket on it. Right, so taking quite a while to do this. It's going to be difficult to see. But what you have to do is put a bolt washer through here, through both cush drives, and back into and through the backing plate at the back. Then get a washer on it and a nut on it, with only being able to get your hands and tips your fingers through the spokes. Very difficult, but we'll come back to it once it's all done. This is the plate that goes on the back and the inside of the sprocket's right in between up above the hub. Screw through the washer, through the sprocket, through the two rubber cush drives, out the back, spring washer on, nut on. So that's the parts that are being used right now. This is finished article. All 9 nuts on, through the hub, through the 2 points of rubber, metal backing plate, whatever that's called. I'm calling that cush drive because it's soft, I've no idea what it's called. And then all I've done here is taken a point here, here, and here, measured from here along this sprocket line to the trough in each case, to the trough and to the trough, and lined all of them up to be 333 millimeters, I think it was, 334, whatever it was, so that the sprocket's sitting bang in the middle. And that's it. Now I just need to torque these up. I'm just trying to find my torque driver, and then we'll get that done, and then that's it. On to the next step, which is mounting the engine into the frame. And finally, a quick shot of what it looks like back on the bike. So you've got your standard gears, sprockets on one side, and then you'll have the engine drive on the other side. So now it's time to mount the engine. Okay, starting to take a bit of shape. So mounts onto the frame, this side fairly easily, this side not so easily. If you can see, this should have been over the frame, but this tube, as you can see, is much thicker than the other two. So I've had to have a bit of jiggery pokery with a U-clamp and a metal plate, but it's in. Not sure how well the carburetor's going to fit, because it goes in here. Might need a bit of shuffling about of the engine, it might need to move. And then the exhaust goes on that side there, it's angled so that it misses the frame. So that's it, engine's mounted. Next it's the controls, the CDI to start it, the clutch and the throttle. So I'll show the parts for what we're going to use there and then move on. Next step. Okay, so I now have a throttle, which is here, and a kill switch mounted. And the problem being, I've also built the carb, and I've got the throttle connected, and the throttle body opening up and down, choke working. Downside is, it won't fit in the space that I have. So now I need to rethink where I'm going to mount it and try and move the engine forward a little bit. So stay tuned. Next step's mounting the carb, but I'm struggling to get it in. Watch this space. Okay, so here's the latest update. I managed to drop the engine down, cant it forward a little so that I can get the carburetor in, and it's still working, throttle body's still opening and nothing's restricting the air, so that's good. Then I've got clutch mounted down here, and clutch cable mounted up here, which are returning, which is great. Spark plug in, fuel tank on, and fuel valve here fitted. So next it's fuel filter. Connect the other end of the filter to the carburetor, and then mount the CDI unit. That'll start it. I don't oh, the chain. Geez, I've not even looked at the chain yet. That's a good point. So the mounting bolts and that will need to come off of this piece here to get into the sprocket, which is in there. The front sprocket's in there. And then I'll need to make sure that it's all aligned, because I've put the back wheel back on, but it's not lined up. So that will be next. Yeah, I'll mount the CDI, connect that up, mount the fuel filter, connect it to the carb, and then I'll mount the chain and the tensioner. Right, I'll come back once that's done. Cheers. Right, so there it is in the daylight. Almost finished. Only the chain, tensioner, and chain guard to fit, and fuel. And then that's it. We'll test it out tomorrow. So I won't get any more done tonight. Poor dog's been left in his own for a couple of hours, so I'm going to take him a walk, have my dinner, and by that time it'll be pitch black, so unfortunately we'll need to wrap it there. That's probably about 4 hours so far. I reckon another hour to 2 to get it finished tomorrow. Okay, we'll see you then. So, chain is on, but clutch doesn't move enough to disengage, so I need to tighten that up, because it's sitting on all the time, even when it's fully in on the cable. So I'm going to do a bit of adjustment, see if I can catch that one adjustment alone, and if I can get the clutch to disengage when it's fully in, I'm going to pop petrol in it, and we're going to go. And the clutch cable, in terms of the throttle not returning, is now working fine. The cable was too tight and was jammed in here, so I've just canted the carburetor a couple of degrees to stop the cable jamming against here in the frame. So that's it, we're almost there. So I'll sort out the clutch adjustment, which is adjusted here on that screw, or up here on that one. And once I've done that, once it's disengaged, then I'll put some fuel in it and I'll give it one try only. And if I can get it to start, that's great, then that's it done. Which means the test ride will actually fall into day 3, because I've got folks coming round today, and I need to get showered and dressed. So almost there.